Most people complain they don't have enough time, but the truth is we all have the same 24 hours. The difference is how we use them. The successful are not born smarter or luckier. They simply spend their time differently. If you don't master your time will master you. In this speech, I'm going to share powerful lessons on how to spend your time wisely so that every minute you live brings you closer to success. What you're about to hear can completely change the way you see your daily life. If you stay until the end, you'll not only know where your time is going, but you'll also discover how to multiply its value. If I could show you a way to turn just one wasted hour a day into the success you've been dreaming about, would you listen? Because that single hour, the one you spend scrolling aimlessly, watching things that don't matter, or sitting in unproductive conversations, could be the difference between living an ordinary life and building an extraordinary future. The truth is, time is the one thing we all have in equal measure. Whether you are rich or poor, young or old, you have the same 24 hours each day. Yet some people build empires while others struggle just to get by. Why is that? It's not luck, and it's not even about working the hardest. It's about using your time in a way that produces results. If you're honest with yourself, how many hours do you waste every day? 1, 2, maybe more. Those hours add up. 1 hour a day is 365 hours a year. That's more than 9 full work weeks. Now imagine if you invested that time into something meaningful, learning a skill, building a side business, improving your health, or strengthening your relationships. Do you see how your life could be completely different in just 1 year? The people who are successful in life are not superheroes. They don't have secret powers. They just understand one thing better than most. Time is the most valuable resource you will ever have. Unlike money, once you lose it, you can never earn it back. And here's the hard truth. If you don't take control of your time will control you. Distractions, other people's priorities, and small meaningless tasks will eat away at your days until you look back and wonder where your life went. That's why this message is so important. If you can master how you spend your time, you can master your future. In the next part of this speech, I'm going to show you how to start using every single minute you have to its fullest potential. This is not about working non-stop or burning yourself out. It's about working smart, focusing on what matters, and making sure that your daily actions align with the future you want to create. I want you to stay with me until the very end because I'm going to share practical strategies you can start using today. These strategies have changed lives, built businesses, and turned dreams into reality. And the best part, anyone can apply them, no matter where you're starting from. If you want to stop wasting time and start creating the life you deserve, then this is for you. Because success doesn't wait, and time doesn't pause for anyone. The question is, will you start using your time wisely, or will you let it slip away? Time is the most valuable currency you will ever own. Unlike money, once it's gone, it can never be earned back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose possessions and buy new ones, but when you lose time, it is lost forever. This is why you must begin to see time as an investment, not something you simply spend. Imagine this: if you had $1 million in the bank, you would think carefully before spending even a single dollar. But most people treat their time as if it's unlimited. They give away hours to activities that do nothing to improve their life, without realizing that every wasted hour pushes their goals further away. When you treat time as an investment, you begin to ask powerful questions. What is the return on this hour? If I invest this time into this activity, will it make me smarter, healthier, wealthier, or closer to the life I want? If the answer is no, then that's a signal that you're not using your time wisely. The most successful people in the world understand this principle. They don't waste their days on meaningless distractions. Instead, they invest their time into things that compound, things that build over time and create lasting results. That could mean learning a new skill, growing a business, networking with people who inspire them, or even resting strategically so they can perform at their best. You have to start looking at your daily schedule differently. The moments you spend learning something new today could open opportunities for the next 5 years. The hour you dedicate to your health now could add decades to your life later. On the other hand, the hours you waste scrolling through social media or engaging in negative conversations will give you nothing back. Here's the truth. How you use your time today will decide the quality of your life tomorrow. If you are not happy with where you are, it is likely because of how you have been investing your time. But the good news is that you can change that starting right now. Every single day, you are given 86,400 seconds. Think about that number. That's 86,400 opportunities to invest in your future. Don't waste them. Spend your time on things that build you up, that push you forward, and that bring value to your life. Your time is your life. The way you spend it is the way you live it. Once you start treating every hour as an investment, your life will begin to transform in ways you never imagined. One of the biggest reasons people fail to use their time wisely is because they allow energy drainers to take over their life. These are the distractions, habits, and even people that consume your energy without giving you anything valuable in return. And the truth is, you can't build a successful life if your energy is constantly being stolen. Think about your daily routine. How much time do you spend scrolling endlessly on social media? How many hours are lost in meaningless conversations, gossip, or watching things that add no value to your life? These activities might feel comfortable in the moment, but they quietly drain your focus, your motivation, and your potential. You have to make a decision. Your time is too precious to waste on things that don't help you grow. Start identifying the energy drainers in your life. The first step is awareness. Write down the activities you do each day and ask yourself, does this energize me or drain me? If it drains you, it has to go, or at least be controlled. But energy drainers are not just activities. They can also be people. You know the ones, the negative voices who discourage your dreams, the ones who constantly complain, or those who only take from you but never give anything back. Being around these people is like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. It slows you down and keeps you from reaching your destination. This doesn't mean you should be cold or unkind. It simply means you have to protect your time and energy. Set boundaries. Learn how to say no without guilt. If someone or something is not aligned with your growth, you can't allow it to control your schedule. Another major energy drainer is multitasking. Many people think doing several things at once makes them productive, but it actually destroys focus. Your brain is designed to concentrate on one thing at a time. When you constantly switch tasks, you waste mental energy and take longer to finish anything. Instead, focus deeply on one task, finish it, and then move to the next. When you start removing energy drainers, you create space for the things that truly matter. You will have more time, more focus, and more clarity. It will feel as though you have unlocked extra hours in your day because you are no longer wasting them on things that don't matter. Remember, success is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. Every distraction you eliminate gives you more energy to build the life you want. Protect your time like it's your greatest treasure, because it is. One of the most powerful ways to spend your time wisely is by building daily learning rituals. Knowledge is the foundation of growth, and in a world that is constantly changing, the people who keep learning will always stay ahead. But here's the truth. Most people stop learning after school. They think education ends with a diploma, and that's a dangerous mistake. The reality is, the world moves fast. New technologies, industries, and opportunities are being created every single day. If you are not consistently learning, you will quickly fall behind. That's why you must dedicate time each day, no matter how busy you are, to grow your knowledge and skills. Building a daily learning ritual doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as reading 20 pages of a book, listening to an educational podcast on your commute, or watching videos that teach you something new. The key is consistency. 1 hour of learning each day may not feel like much, but over a year, that's 365 hours. That's the equivalent of 9 full work weeks dedicated solely to improving yourself. Imagine how much more valuable you would become with that level of knowledge. And it's not just about formal education. You can learn from mentors, colleagues, and even your own mistakes. Every experience has a lesson, but you have to be willing to pay attention. Make it a habit to ask yourself, what did I learn from today? What can I do better tomorrow? This simple reflection can change the way you approach your time. Also, focus on learning things that align with your goals. If you want to grow financially, learn about investing, business, and money management. If you want to build better relationships, study communication and emotional intelligence. If you want to live healthier, learn about fitness and nutrition. The knowledge you gain should directly move you closer to the life you want. Another powerful ritual is teaching what you learn. When you share your knowledge with others, it reinforces what you know and helps you master it faster. It could be as simple as explaining a concept to a friend, writing about it online, or mentoring someone. Remember, every skill you learn multiplies your opportunities. The world rewards those who can solve problems, and the more you know, the more valuable you become. When you commit to daily learning, you are planting seeds for your future success. These seeds may take time to grow, but one day you'll look back and realize how much those small investments of time changed your life. Never forget, your mind is your greatest asset, and every minute you spend sharpening it is a step closer to the life you dream of. One of the most powerful time management principles you can apply to your life is the 80/20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. This rule states that 80% of your results often come from just 20% of your efforts. In other words, a small number of activities are responsible for the majority of your success. If you can identify and focus on those activities, you can achieve more while working less. Think about your day-to-day life. Out of all the tasks you do, how many actually move you closer to your goals? For most people, the answer is very few. We fill our schedules with busyness, emails, meetings, chores, and distractions. But busyness is not productivity. The 80/20 rule helps you separate what's truly important from what's just noise. Start by asking yourself, what are the 20% of activities that bring me the most results? If you're in business, it could be the key clients who generate most of your revenue. If you're working on self-improvement, it might be the specific habits that create the biggest positive changes, like exercising or reading. Once you know what those high-impact activities are, prioritize them above everything else. Here's the key: don't try to do everything. Instead, focus on doing the right things. Many people waste valuable time trying to be perfect at tasks that don't even matter in the long run. But if you concentrate your energy on the few activities that create the most progress, you will achieve far more than the average person. The 80/20 rule also applies to the people you spend time with. Often, a small percentage of the people in your life contribute the most to your happiness, growth, and success. Spend more time with those people and less with those who drain you. Similarly, identify the relationships or commitments that add little value and reduce them where possible. Another way to apply this rule is to eliminate, automate, or delegate the low-value tasks that take up most of your time. Ask yourself, does this task really need to be done by me? Does it even need to be done at all? If the answer is no, free yourself from it. When you start living by the 80/20 rule, you will realize how much time you've been wasting. You'll feel lighter, more focused, and more productive. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. You can accomplish extraordinary things when you channel your energy into what matters most. Remember, not all activities are equal. Some have the power to change your life, while others only keep you busy. If you want to spend your time wisely, identify your 20% and give it your best effort every single day. One of the most overlooked ways to spend your time wisely is by choosing who you spend it with. The people around you shape your mindset, your energy, and ultimately your future. If you want to be successful, you must be intentional about the company you keep. Here's the truth. You cannot grow if you are surrounded by people who hold you back. Think about it. If you spend your time with negative people who constantly complain, discourage your dreams, or waste time on unproductive activities, their mindset will rub off on you. You will adopt their habits and their limitations without even realizing it. Your environment has a powerful influence on your behavior, and the wrong environment can quietly destroy your potential. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who are driven, positive, and ambitious, you naturally begin to rise to their level. Their energy fuels yours. Their habits inspire you to improve your own. This is why it's often said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Take a moment to evaluate your inner circle. Do the people you spend the most time with push you forward or pull you back? Do they support your goals and encourage your growth, or do they make you doubt yourself? These are tough questions, but they are necessary if you want to use your time wisely. Sometimes this means you have to distance yourself from people who are not good for your future. That can be difficult, especially if those people are close friends or even family members. But you have to remember that protecting your time and energy is not selfish, it's essential. You cannot build the life you want if you are constantly weighed down by negativity. Once you start removing the wrong influences, intentionally seek out the right ones. Look for mentors, peers, and communities that align with your values and your ambitions. Spend time with people who inspire you, who challenge you to think bigger, and who encourage you to take action. These relationships will accelerate your growth and open doors you never imagined possible. And here's another key point. Be the kind of person others want to be around. Bring positivity, value, and encouragement to every relationship. Success is not just about what you can take from others. It's also about what you can give. When you add value to the lives of the people around you, they will naturally want to see you succeed too. The people you surround yourself with can either be your greatest asset or your greatest obstacle. Choose wisely, because in the end, your time is precious, and you can't afford to spend it with those who don't help you grow.